World of Warcraft's Battle Royale game mode called Plunderstorm was released yesterday, and I've been having a ton of fun in this mode. I've been seeing a ton of people say this is the most fun they've had in WoW in a long time, but one issue that has arisen with this game mode is how long it's going to take to earn all of the rewards. So in Plunderstorm, there's a Renown track with 40 different sections of rewards you can earn, and you'll earn reputation with this Renown just from playing Plunderstorm. Any of the plunder you get in the match is what gives you reputation with your Renown track. But it takes 2,500 plunder for every single tier of the Renown track, and for the average player, you're probably going to be earning 500 or less plunder in an average match. So in this video, I want to go over the absolute fastest way to farm plunder and get your Renown completed as quickly as possible. This is also going to be very good for players who don't care about actually playing this mode for the PvP and more just want to complete the Renown to get these cosmetic rewards. Now there is going to be a daily objective that'll give you 800 plunder. It's basically just for playing your first game of Plunderstorm every day. So if you're somebody that can't or doesn't want to grind out a ton of Plunderstorm in one sitting, this may be something you want to take more of an advantage of, to where you're going to be getting a big chunk of plunder your first match every day. But outside of that daily plunder reward, you're primarily going to be focusing on the starter quest that you get at the start of every Plunderstorm match. So once you drop in, you'll have a quest pop up that has you do something very simple, and once you complete that quest, it'll give you 250 plunder. This will be things like kill 10 enemies, loot 2 chests, kill 2 elites, something very simple that you don't have to do any PvP for. Every single one of these quests is only going to have a PvE objective. And also, a really good tip when dropping in is always make sure when you're dropping to hit any enemy, because using your parrot at the start to drop on any enemy will insta-kill that enemy, even if they're an elite, and it will always give you a spell. Even if the thing you kill with your parrot is just a normal enemy, it will always give you a spell. So make sure to always hit something. If you're not near an elite, just drop down on any random creature. This will help speed up the amount of plunder you can get pretty heavily. So you're dropping into your Plunderstorm match, dive bomb, hit an enemy, get their spell, and then you're going to want to see what objective you have and try to plan out how to be able to do that very quickly. But as you're completing that objective, you're primarily going to want to be searching for PvE enemies to kill. You're going to want to be picking up all of the piles of plunder that are just scattered absolutely everywhere. This is actually picking up reputation. And then you're just going to be killing enemies, picking up this plunder, completing your starter quest. And then once you've done all of this, you're basically just going to die, because you can't just leave the match. If you just leave the match while you're alive, you won't gain any of your plunder. So if you're still near a bunch of PvE enemies, you can let them kill you. If a player's attacking you, you can let them kill you. Or the best thing to do is when you drop in, you go to any settlement or any of the towns or any of the farms near the edge of the map, and that's where you do your farming. That's where you gather up your plunder and do your quest, because then as the storm starts to come in, you can just walk out into the storm and die. And following these methods, you can usually get 500 to 600 plunder in around 3 minutes. Now this can vary a bit depending on how populated the PvE area you go to is. Maybe you'll come across another player early on in the match that could lower it, but on average, I'm getting 500 to 600 plunder every 3 minutes I'm in a Plunderstorm. So add on like 30 to 45 seconds on top of that for queuing into a Plunderstorm match and then the match starting, and you're pretty easily able to get over 500 plunder every 5 minutes. So let's say you're able to keep pace at 500 plunder every 5 minutes, so 100 plunder a minute. You'll be able to fully complete the 40 Renown tiers in your Renown track in under 17 hours. And this doesn't include the daily 800 plunder you can get for just playing your first daily match. So if you get really efficient at this, you could potentially do this in like 15 hours, which may sound like a good bit of time, but compared to most equivalent farms in World of Warcraft, it's not that bad. And this event is going to be active for over a month, potentially even much longer. So you shouldn't have much difficulty fully completing your Renown, playing only a handful of matches every day if you want to. You could play for less than 30 minutes a day and still easily complete this. I think that's absolutely the fastest way to complete the Renown and get all of these cosmetic rewards from the Plunderstorm. But that's all I want to go over, so thanks for watching.